Hey everybody, it's Stacy from Chicken Hughes. Today is a sunny day. We're not having a bunch of rain and a ton of wind, so you can't hear me on the microphone. So let's go check out that garden. We have really had a significant amount of rain this spring, and it's been cold. So it's put all of the farmers way behind. I know not just here in Indiana, but a lot of places. Unfortunately for us, it didn't put us super far behind. We've had the garden in for a couple weeks, but the problem has been trying to get out here when it's not super windy, raining, and everything else to show you guys. So it's already off to a great start. Let's check it out. Alrighty, and here is the big garden. Lily's pretty anxious for the U-pick season to start. This front section is my flower and herb part, and everything looks like it's coming back just great. Over here are my herbs. Those oreganos just get huge. Those come back every year. I have some chives in there. Some of it is new. Like every year I put a new rosemary in, but they're looking good. Here is my tomato section. I have quite a few in there. We went over that in a different video of all the different kinds, but there's something exciting. Let me show you. Tomatoes. I planted celery twice already this year because I have a rogue chicken that kept getting in and pecking it apart, but it's taken off. Looks good. And right behind that are my raspberries. I've already got some blossoms and raspberries starting. These are a different variety, and they're usually a little bit behind the first batch. And these are my blackberries that we are still trying to figure out how to deal with, but we'll see how it goes. And here is Steve's asparagus section that I planted for him last year. We've gotten some out of it. Not a ton because it was just the first year. We planted it last year, and now we're letting it go ahead and fern up. I also planted a few more plants, and I saw a few little shoots from those that they're coming up. But next year, you ought to get a lot. Here's my little blueberry row. I put these in last year. You may recall the rabbits ate them down to nothing over the winter, so I caged them, and they are coming back wonderfully. Check this out. I even had some blooms on there. Not sure if I'll end up with blueberries or not. We'll see. But this is looking good. And I also have 5 more plants up front in front of the orchard. So in a few years we may have some blueberries. Okay, a little look across there. There is my big lettuce patch, my greens. They're all coming up beautifully. All this wet weather has done wonders for them, and it's cool too. There's my Swiss chard. You'll notice it's all in a cage because apparently my rogue white leghorn loves that stuff and it was gonna destroy it. There's my garlic to the left, looking great, and my onions are also doing really well, growing like they should be. Here are strawberries. I did the big ones here in the front last year, and then I also planted about 12 more plants. It's more than that, I guess. You can see them in the little rows. So next year we ought to do well with strawberries. I used to have a mint garden, and I still do, but it doesn't do very well where it's at. So last year I started putting it in pots to keep it more contained, and it's doing really well out here. I love using the mint in my salads, by the way. If you haven't tried it, do it. It's delicious. Here was my little makeshift cold frame, and it's covered over because, again, that chicken liked to get in there. She was standing on the poultry wire and devouring the greens, which she still is. But it's time to harvest it, and I'm going to go ahead and put something else in there. Looks good, though. And then over here are my peppers. And I have a lot of orange bell peppers and green peppers and a few hot peppers in there. They're holding their own. Finally starting to get a little bit of growth now that it's warming up a bit. There are my cucumbers in there too. Over here this year are going to be my squash and zucchini. I had them in the back garden last year, so they're different. These are my pumpkins and my butternut something digs a hole and eats it. So I'm going to guess it's my little crop of rabbits. Here are my other set of raised beds. And over here I have some just lettuces, salad lettuce, some spinach, and I did some like igloo lettuce, romaine in there. It's about ready to take the top off of it. There's my baby Swiss chard in there that someone's going to transplant for me today. I just have to find a victim. But this is the big news over here. My carrots. I used the pelleted seeds this year. We've had so much rain that they germinated beautifully, but look at that spacing. Those pelleted carrot seeds are definitely a game changer. So finally it looks like this year I'm going to have some carrots. There she is. Probably one of the best fed hens around. Unfortunately, I did injure my back, so I am on orders to do no bending, lifting, or twisting here for the next couple months, which should be interesting. We're going to see how well my mulch goes and how well I can keep up on the weeding and gardening by finding victims to help me, I guess. Steve and Zoe have been awesome so far. Here is the back garden. Last year this was all pumpkins and squash and sweet potatoes, so this year it's a little something different. All of the broccoli is back here and my cabbage, and they are looking really good. They finally started to grow. I'll tell you though, normally this time of year these guys are almost ready to come out, so we're behind, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, these are my sweet potatoes and they are not doing well. I put them in. They were looking okay, but now this one's starting to sprout some leaves, so I do have some hope. We'll see if they pull through or not, but I've already lost probably 3 or 4 of them. It's one of my rows of cabbages. They have really grown here the last couple days. And I have some onions back here too. These were the candy onions, I think they were called, and these were ones that I'm actually growing from plant instead of sets, and I've never done that before, so far they look pretty good. And these are my potatoes, and I have 6 little rows of potatoes with several different kinds, and we just hilled them back up again. These weren't quite ready. I've got 2 rows in the middle, so they've already been hilled up a couple times. That'll probably be the last time I do that. They look like they're doing great. And finally, in the back are all my sunflowers and my zinnias. We'll see if the rabbits eat those this year like they did last year. Right now it's quite weedy, but there are a ton of sunflowers in there. This is going to be really pretty when they grow. I'll do a video about this soon, but here's a quick glimpse of my back chicken yard and how I leave some weeds in there so the chickens can hang out and run around in there. They really like that. Gives them something to do. It doesn't look the best, but they sure enjoy it. All right, guys. There you have it. The garden is in. I hope you enjoyed the 2019 garden reveal, and we can just kind of chill out here and watch it grow. I also have some other cool things happening around here. I'm going to give you a sneak peek when I'm done talking so you can see what's going to be coming up. But I hope you have a great week. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already.